Okay. So last week we were talking about cotton, right? What machine was invented to help Brandon?
Cotton gin.
Cotton gin. What did it do?
The machine that
Correct.
That's correct. What's it do to cotton?
the cotton machine.
Correct. Cotton.
It is a cotton machine. Remember, it helped get
Great.
helped get all the seeds out faster. So I went to a place called Oakhurst Farm
Okay.
this weekend. Have y'all been to Oakhurst before?
No, where's
No, not really.
Oakhurst is out in Harris County.
Cool.
Where's
My
it in
friend,
Hamilton?
my friend live in Harris County.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was over there this weekend.
Okay. Did you go to Oakhurst Farm?
No,
Well, they had one section that had
cotton.
cotton.
Cool.
What is it,
Oakhurst
a
and
big old
Hamilton?
They have a lot of fields. So this was just a small field because it's not really time. Like as you can tell, only one of them is kind of open. But it's a huge farm. So some of it has fields with cows. Some has goats. Some has pumpkins. That's why we went, because it's fall, right? And the kids wanted to see the pumpkin patch. There was cotton. There was corn. I actually made the corn into a corn maze, so I had to decide which way to go and not get lost. It was kind of confusing. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass this around. Don't pull it out, okay?
Why?
Y'all can feel it because I want there to be enough for everyone to feel. But if you feel it inside, there are seeds. You can feel the seeds. That's what the cotton gin was invented for, to get all those seeds out, right? And you can feel the leaves as much as you want to. They're just dying. Now this is the hard part. It's called a bulb.
Oh yeah.
It just hasn't opened yet, but that's what's inside there. This is the cotton. That's what's inside these. Here, I'm gonna pass it around. You take it, hold it, take it,
Mm.
and then pass it back and then up and then hand it to
I'm
Miss
good.
Jones. Okay. All right. What we're gonna do? I'm gonna play a video. While y'all are passing the cotton around, looking at the cotton, I'm gonna play a video, and we're going to color. We'll get colors in a little bit and pass those out, but we're gonna color the states, okay? So the Union states are going to be blue. The border states are going to be yellow. And there's going to be red lines through all the slave states. If you're confused, that's okay. It's going to be in the video.
You good?
Okay.
Feel the cotton.
Yeah, great idea.
Have a seat, Selena.
Just feel it. Just feel it. Look. Touch it.
I feel it. It sounds so good.
Oh,
I was like, be sleepy. I was like, on my leg.
So you can't do my hair
I
like
mean,
that,
to be a comfortable side going.
All right. Now, under that, it says, what were some reasons for southern states to secede from the Union?
Hold on. You can't do my hair like that.
What does secede mean? Y'all remember?
What's the seed?
Secede. Secede. S-E-C-E-D-E.
What did that mean?
You tell me. Remember, it was in our notes last week. And on your test, wasn't it?
Leave.
Yes. Say it again, Brandon.
Leave.
To leave. All right, so what were some of the reasons the southern states decided to leave or secede from the Union? The next question says, why did President Lincoln oppose secession? So I'm going to pass these out.
Excuse me, do you have Dontavius Alexander?
Yes, ma'am.
Dontavius Alexander?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you send him to her office?
Sure.
Thank you.
Can I help him out?
No, he can help myself.
Are you checking out? No, it's okay. They didn't say bring all your stuff, so.
Good.
What there?
Well, hey.
Can I go to the bathroom?
See if it'll let you make a pass.
The
But you're gonna miss the video. It's okay. We might need to play it more than once so we can figure out the answers.
Alright.
And there should be a map that comes up for us to color. Or to look at so we know what to color, I should say.
Alright.
I have to keep putting that paper in front of the phone. Okay. Causes of the Civil War. You ready?
Yeah.
What? I'm not on your side. Alright, alright. You didn't have to wake me up, you know. Dear Tim and Moby, most wars are fought against other countries. Why did America fight a civil war against itself? From Soapot. Well, the main cause was slavery. But there were lots of other complicated
Teacher,
factors.
just a friendly reminder, please unblock your Go Guardian so that students are able to see, whatever they have going on in third period. Make sure you unblock your Go Guardian to accommodate the power hour schedule.
I'll start it over, guys.
That means they left
I'll
the
start it
United
over
States
since she
to
was
make their
talking.
own country. They called themselves the Confederate States of America. What? I'm not on your side. Alright, alright. You didn't have to wake me up, you know. Dear Tim and Moby, most wars are fought against other countries. Why did America fight a civil war against itself? From Soapot.
Okay.
Well, the main cause was slavery. But there were lots of other complicating factors. Historians still argue about how they came together to cause a civil war. First, let's get the basics out of the way. In 1860 and 1861, 11 southern states seceded. That means they left the United States to make their own country. They called themselves the Confederate States of America, or the Confederacy. The 24 states that stayed with the U.S. were called...
Do y'all see that?
Yeah.
You see that map?
Yes.
Okay.
the Union. In April of 1861, Confederate troops fired on Union soldiers at Fort Sumter in South Carolina. The Civil War began. President Abraham Lincoln knew that if he let states secede from the country whenever they wanted, it would set a bad example for the future. Anytime a state didn't like the rules, they could just leave. But that's just what the Confederate States did. They argued that the Constitution gave states the right to leave whenever they wanted. The 10th Amendment of the Constitution does give each state the right to make its own laws as long as they don't go against federal law. The North and South disagreed about how powerful those federal laws should be. In 1832, South Carolina almost seceded over this argument in the Nullification Crisis. South Carolina wanted the right to nullify or cancel a federal tariff that was hurting its economy. Oh, a tariff is basically a tax, usually on trade. Tariffs usually favored northern industry and hurt southern farmers. There's no doubt that economic differences between the regions contributed to the Civil War. And the entire southern economy depended on slavery. By the time the U.S. Constitution was adopted in 1787, most of the states north of Delaware had made slavery illegal. They felt that slavery went against everything the United States was all about. From then until the Civil War, slavery divided the North and the South. Free states were especially worried about the Louisiana Purchase lands bought from France in 1803. They didn't want any new states to be pro-slavery. In 1820, northern and southern states agreed to the Missouri Compromise. It had basically divided the Louisiana Purchase evenly between slavery and freedom, and it set a balancing rule so that for every free state that joined the Union, a slave state would also join. But in 1854, Southern politicians managed to pass the Kansas-Nebraska Act. It repealed the Compromise of 1820 and said that any new state could be a slave state if it wanted to. The Supreme Court supported the Kansas-Nebraska Act with their infamous Dred Scott decision. Dred Scott was a slave whose owner traveled throughout free states and territories. The court said that even when he traveled to free states, Scott still belonged to his owner. It also said that African Americans could never be U.S. citizens, and that slave owners from the South could keep their slaves if they moved to free states. Yeah, right? This angered abolitionists. Those were people who were actively against slavery. So, there you have it. Slavery and regional differences increased tensions between the North and South. And it all came to a head in 1860 with the election of President Lincoln. Even before he took office, 7 states had seceded. The other 4 left soon after his inauguration. Actually, not all the Union states in the Civil War were free states. Delaware, Maryland, Kentucky, Missouri, and what would become West Virginia were pro-slavery, but anti-secession. These border states fought with the Union to keep the country together. I know it's a lot of ground to cover, and believe me, there's a lot more detail if you're interested in it. By the way, you're on my side.
That's done.
It is
Save
done.
50% on the essential teacher
All right, now
subscription.
listen.
Education.com.
Did y'all get the answers, or do I need to play it again?
Play it again, please.
Okay, one more time. I'm gonna turn this off.